Vintage Basement Comics here in Chicago Wizard, and I'm with Larry Charet, one time owner, correct, of the
co-founder
of this exact show that was now part of the Wizard Group, which for better or worse. But Larry is one of the long-time nostalgia fans and still loves and has a giant passion for comic books, comic book art, and everything else. Is that correct, Larry?
Good description.
Good description. And I've walked by and bought from your booth, I don't know, at least 10 or 15, 20 years out of here. So we were talking the other day and you were reminiscing about the old days downtown Chicago and finding books that were holy grails even 20 years after they're printed, like Superman 22?
Superman 22, right?
Yeah.
That's the first one going by a store owned by a guy named William Osfeld, kind of a legend in comic book dealers in Chicago. And he had a Superman 22, and I was 11 years old, and wow, Superman comic for World War II, because there's Nazis on the cover. And Superman, they're looking through their submarine, and they see Superman swimming towards them.
But the impact is the same today, right? The same cover.
I couldn't believe I could see a Superman comic from World War II back in 1960.
Right, and you were just saying you had a near panic when books went from 10 cents to 12 cents.
Yeah, sure. Well, it was 2 more cents I had to pay. Well, if you bought 10 comics, it's 24 cents.
Right, you were getting gypped, right?
Yeah. And I used to have subscriptions to comics. You know, you always knew something was happening, though, in those days. Because if you remember before, they did still 10 cents. It was all of a sudden they kept saying still 10 cents. That was like a
you knew
warning.
you were in trouble, right?
And then the 2 months before, they went to a big box with 10 cents on it. And I said, why did they do that? And I had a subscription to one of the comics, and you would get that first, and you get it 12 cents, while the comics still on the newsstand were 10 cents. Hey, they're going to raise all their comics for 12 cents. This is horrible. I wrote a letter I never wrote letters. I wrote a letter to DC, and they sent me their form letter.
Was that Mort Wessinger or somebody?
The letter that was in the ad that was in the DC Comics at that time, apologizing for raising it. They sent that to me because I sent them a letter complaining about raising it. They did do that, so that was something.
So how old were you when you took a stand against 12 cents?
Well, 12 years old.
12 years, that's good for you, man. Good for you.
Did pretty good.
So how many Chicagos is this in a row for you?
I might be the only one who's been to every convention there's even been here. There was this woman named Nancy Warner. She did a con from 1972 to 75 called Nostalgia Con. And when she quit, she contacted Joe Sarno. Do you want to take over our con? And we said no. But then he contacted me and another gentleman named Ross Kite, and said, do we want to start our own convention? And had nothing to do with hers, because her convention was like this. So we said, okay, we'll start a new one called Chicago Comic Con. In 1976, we did. But I've attended every one. Even since we sold it 20 years ago, I've still been at every one. So I've been at every convention.
So you're like the living legend, right?
I don't know how many people could say that they've been at every convention, but I have.
Very good, man. Well, Larry, I appreciate your time. And as usual, your booth is full of nostalgia, great stuff, and fun memories. I thank you, Vintage Basement Comics. Thanks you, sir.
Thanks.